What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, getting on the grind and improving your mind every time. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Today I had a thought about how a lot of people go on the internet. They look for like real information, a real guide to help them navigate through life and make things easier on them and go for self-improvement, all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking about all this today and I was like, we need to do a live stream on this because it's been a long time since we actually done a live stream. We've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, things, technical difficulties are just out of control. So a little update for you guys, but we're going to get there. But basically I was thinking about how a lot of people want the raw of life, but they're not getting it because they surround themselves, first of all, with a lot of fakeness. And second of all, they really don't know where to look for real information from real people. Like a lot of people who have like a lot of subscribers, even some of your maybe favorite content creators that you get for like self-improvement advice. A lot of them, well, a lot of that stuff is staged, it's planned, and a lot of people don't even live the lives that they say they do. So there's a lot of confusing mixed messages online. So like a lot of people are lost out there. And of course, there's a lot of people that take advantage of that. And when that happens, basically the ecosystem gets messed up because you're getting all this bad information from so many different sources. And a lot of it's not even real. A lot of it's fake. Like some of the best conversations that I've ever had were with my friends talking in a room, no cameras, no recording anything, just real raw conversation that you can't really get on the internet. So like, I talk with friends of mine, like just like simple conversations, and we go deep into life, like real deep, knowledgeable information that I don't see anywhere online. So stuff I talk about, like deep, actual things, whether it be like spirituality or stuff with like government, money, finances, or whether it just be philosophical debates or who should do this or how things should be ran. Just actually real conversation that people don't really have. For example, let's say, because 4th of July just passed, so a lot of people went to barbecues, and conversations at a barbecue are usually go something like, how you doing? I'm good. I'm in college. Oh, really? What are you studying? Like just some basic stuff. And you know what I'm trying to say, right, Mike?
Usually a lot of those conversations, they don't sometimes they don't really move anywhere. It's more of just like the first layer of skin that you get to, right? Especially with people maybe you haven't seen in a while, you finally seen them, you're just asking the basic questions like, oh yeah, how you been doing? I haven't seen you in like a couple weeks. What's new with you?
Hey, uncle, I haven't seen in years.
Did you see the debate? How hilarious was that?
Blah, yeah, blah, blah, the usual stuff. Or they talk about house renovations. Oh yeah, I'm doing this with the house when it's cool and all, but or yeah, my car runs good. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of basic conversation, and people I never actually go deep. And it's actually very rare to find someone who is comfortable enough to go deep, like deep conversation, actual how life could be, sharing thoughts and stuff. Because a lot of people actually don't seem to think beyond. People seem to think like very basically, like the average person won't tell you what's going on deep in their mind, or they'll never be truly honest with their thoughts on life, because a lot of people are afraid to offend others, or they're afraid to be real for some reason. And a lot of people hide within themselves who they truly are, and it never actually comes out to the forefront. So not many people actually know real people. They know, they can talk about basic conversation, but they can actually never go deep within the mind. That's kind of what we try to do on this channel. We try to get you guys to think a little bit more and deeper and beyond. But it's really hard to find that these days. There's not many people you can actually go to and have a deep, meaningful, keyword, meaningful, insightful conversation about life, about how you can actually change for the better. Things, actual in-person human dynamics that most people never go into, because most conversations in general are just basic. They're surface level conversations that never really go anywhere. They never go deep. They never really actually mean much. They're most likely just conversations to pass the time, or it's like, hey, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Good. Okay, bye. Have a good day. Thanks, you too. Like basic. Like super basic. It's like you're going to a car dealership, you're talking basics, and then you just walk out. People don't actually, even your best friend, you may talk about video games. You might talk about, why Star Wars sucks now, which is very true. Like, oh, Disney's going to hell. Yeah, we know. But you never actually talk about interpersonal relationships. You never talk about your thoughts on certain things, especially, I mean, if you can't talk about your thoughts and feelings with your friends without them getting offended. I mean, do you really have friends? So I could pretty much tell Mike any story, anything, and he'll either and I do, and either he laughs at it, or he'll give his thoughts and he's talk some real shit, and always be straight up front. It's kind of, but not many people seem to have that. It's just rare. And a
Very.
lot of you know that. And you're probably thinking to yourself right now, do I know anyone that I actually can have a deep conversation with? The answer is probably no. And if you do, you are blessed.
Yeah.
You are literally, you are lucky. If you know one person who you can actually go like real with without them getting offended, without them saying, "Well, fuck you," closing the door, leaving you behind, and canceling your friendship forever. There's actually not many people that you could probably think of that you could actually have that conversation with.
Yeah, and I think you and I specifically are blessed because I think we have multiple people. Because like I feel like most people out there they might have at least one person, at least maybe two. I feel like we have a friend group where I think we have like at least three, four,
Mm.
maybe five. I would have to rethink, but I
Reevaluate.
we have a good amount of friends out there that like really love to go deep and like really think, especially when there's no cameras, no nothing. It's like we're just bullshitting and we just get into the nitty gritty of like certain conversations. And sometimes you can't find those things out on like the internet, especially social media.
It's hard
Social
because
media
a
is
lot of it's
somewhere-
planned and a lot of you can't really like a lot of things I've heard is stuff I can never replicate online just because it's so raw that you can't really. It's hard to plan it out.
Yeah,
Like
and
that.
and like social media like is meant to really be like something.
Fabricate
It's to be
things.
fabricated. It's supposed to be like a show. It's supposed to be like its own narrative, but you like, and that's why you can't really find things that are really real unless if you are really trying to search for it. And like for us, we've been trying to search for other people that talk like how we talk, and try to get into the same mindsets as like we do. And but the problem with a lot of that is like even if there are, even if like you find people that that talk about these things like self-improvement, especially like men's health and things like that, a lot of the times it's more of like a fake it till you make it. And like it's not nothing against those people, but a lot of them like they'll get like super shredded, and like they'll specifically talk about like these things, but you can tell that either the people some people might either try to fake the way that they look for people to actually listen to them, or they might be a real person. And like the great thing about who we are and what we do specifically is we don't try to fake anything. Like everybody comes at us on our shorts all the time. Oh, you guys aren't strong. Like, yeah, but we're working to be strong. We're real people who are doing real things that are working.
I'm sorry, I'm not on
to
steroids.
do-
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like we're not on TRT, or we're not on whatever steroids that you might, or performance enhancers that get you big and bulky and super muscular. Like we're not trying to do that. We're trying to do it naturally. We're trying to be real at all times. And some people, I guess that they enjoy seeing the fake because they believe that might be real, but it's not. Like this is real. And we have tried to have these conversations especially with other people, because we want to ensure that everybody is thinking and doing the real thing, being authentic, not being superficial and trying to be fake. Like that's not how we should be. That's not how we should be, especially as a culture of people, right? And I think that when it comes down to it, the people who are faking it are going to get exposed, and it's going to show, right? There was the one guy, what was his name, Liver King or whatever. Everyone believed, oh, this guy's eating.
Well, I mean,
like,
not everybody. A lot of people were like,
a lot of people were like,
on
oh my
that.
god, this guy is
Still
just
do.
eating all these things, and he's super muscular, but turns out he was just on steroids for the most part. And I mean, he was probably still eating the way he was, but like he had help, right? He was faking it till he made it. And is that the way that you want to follow somebody? Do you want to follow someone who's faking it, or do you want to find someone who's actually real and have actual conversations with those people and listen to what they have to say, and think to yourself, oh, maybe he has a point, maybe she has a point, maybe there is something there that I'm not seeing, or maybe what they've experienced something that maybe I haven't. And that's awesome to believe that you can go and find these people who want to talk about deep things and have their own perspective, and then you might have your own perspective and compare them and think to yourself, wow, this is an interesting thing that you can go off of, and where can this take you?
Yeah, I think also a lot of people just they don't think. They don't think that deep. I think a lot of it seems, let me know if I'm wrong, but when I just walk past the average person, it doesn't really look like they're thinking about much. They just make, they a lot of surface level thinking, or people are known for making very bad decisions a lot, especially in today's climate. There's a lot of stuff going on. Just people are not willing to really get into certain conversations. They're just not ready. And when you try to explain something like some real thoughts that you have, they'll kind of they'll just look at you like, hmm? They just won't really understand. They can't really have any comments because they actually don't think like that.
Yeah.
It's like if someone talks to me about, calculus, I'd be
What?
well, it's kind of like the same thing about just in-depth conversations that people just don't really know because they never really thought about things outside the box. It happens a lot. Some people need to be guided or shown a way that is different from the way they thought and thinking. And I'm just like this way from within, from the beginning. That's why I'm able to give out that energy and people can kind of reciprocate. And then I can attract people that will be on my kind of level compared to others. But when you don't know who you are, you don't know what you're going to attract because you don't know who you are. So when you may not know you're not compatible with certain people because since you have no identity, you're unsure of what to look for to who to gather on your team. So it makes it that much harder to navigate life because you're a lone wolf in a sense, but also you don't have a team. You have people who are around you, but since you don't know yourself, you don't have a reliable system that's in place that you can navigate to make your life a little bit better. That makes sense.
Yeah, the whole situation, really, it just all comes down to, like like you said, do you believe who you are? Do you know who you are, and do you believe in what you believe in? Do you know that?
Do you even have your own
Do you
principles?
Yeah, do you have your own principles? And if you are making some sort of footprint online, does that correlate to who you are and what you want to be? Sometimes people will like make a TikTok or whatever, right? And they'll want to do it just to get famous. So they'll do whatever craze is going viral right now just to get themselves like going. But like, does that make them who they are? Does that does that viral video show who they actually are, and their thoughts and their beliefs? Does that actually show that? Because if not, then it's mostly just fake. A lot of the things that we try to do and try to talk about is stuff that we believe, and stuff that we believe, or we want to know what, like, if it's real or not. We want to understand, like, what's real, what's not real. What are other people's opinions compared to our opinions? We want to know what's right, and we want to know what is the truth, and we want to know and we want to stay away from and know what is fake, and
Right.
get it. And that way, when the time comes, we have our own thoughts and feelings, and can push out those, you know those uh those fake, and pretty much all those different types of feelings and beliefs out of our heads, and hopefully out of yours as well.
You guys, so just remember that the core foundation is that everything starts from within, and you must get yourself in track and yourself together first and develop your own principles, identity, who you are, what you want out of life. That must come first before anything else, before looking at any other influences or gathering the team to complete a mission. Always, really, everything must start from self. So that should be your main concern at all times. No, but not your girl, not your family, nothing, friends, nobody. Just you. Work within you and discover who you are, and try to figure out how you can use your natural born talents and the way you move to determine how you can live the way live the way that your life is. So everything, and well, everyone is different, and everyone has their own morals and everything. Like, everyone has their own way that they're going to live. So make sure you discover yourself first before you try to branch out. And it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of work, but it can be done. If you're really trying to reach to a different level of life, you're going to have to put in a different level of work into every aspect of your life, mentally, spiritually, everything, physically. It all counts. It all starts from right here. So just some simple Wednesday thoughts for you guys. Hopefully everyone's having a good week. Definitely let us know in the comments what you guys think if you didn't catch the live. And we're going to see you guys in the next video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And also check out allgainstore.com if you want to check out our merch. Link in the description below.